Good morning again. It's kind of a little breezy this morning. We're still on cow calf watch here. This heifer looks like she maybe is thinking about starting to calve. I'm not sure the way she's kind of moving and that kind of thing. We'll keep an eye on her. But we've got one cow that's way off in the sage by herself. It looks like she has either calved already or she's going to calve. So I need to go out and check her. Additionally, what I need to do is start moving around these panels a little bit. I need to isolate all the yearlings and the heifers, get them isolated so that we can move the cows in and vaccinate them really quickly. We're going to send them back out to the pasture. Then what we're going to do is we're going to send all of the yearling calves basically out into the pasture as well. We will be keeping in the steer and the heifers that are going to calve, but we'll be kicking everything else out. So we'll have a couple bulls. We'll be bringing the big bull in, Ferdinand, and we've got, I think, two steers we'll be keeping in, but I know one steer for sure, Ferdinand the bull, the other two younger bulls, and then all of the heifers that are going to calve this year, we'll be keeping them in. So I'm going to check her, get a good look at her, see what the deal is, see if she's ready or not. If she still looks like she's about the same, what I'm going to do is put her in a little littler corral, kind of the same situation as the other day. And then I'm going to start isolating these other guys. So let's get to work. All right, let's give her a little grain. That will help so we can get her a little food. Hi, babe. Hi, mama. How are you doing, huh? Are you getting close? Are you starting to get close? You're kind of holding your tail out. You're kind of holding your tail out. Sorry for the noise. These bags are so noisy. Sorry. It's interesting. Their problem when I'm getting grain out for these guys, but that noise also helps when I'm going to get. Watch out, baby. Get back. Hey, get back. Get back. Get back. All right. It actually helps quite a bit when I go to get the cows in because they hear that noise and they come in almost immediately. So it definitely is helpful for us. And she is, I'm kind of keeping an eye on her here, but she's definitely kind of holding her tail out. And that would be a good indication that she's about to start going into a different phase here of calving. So we'll keep an eye on her. I'm going to feed her real quick. You don't really need to see that. I'm just going to open a panel and kind of move the feed in. But we'll kind of keep an eye on her. I'll show you what I'm talking about with her tail, though. You can see how she's kind of holding it out now. But there just a minute ago, as I kind of walked up behind her, she was really holding her tail out. And it's just an indicator that she may be starting kind of an early um, labor or so. So we'll definitely keep an eye on her. Her bag is really full. Teats are starting to get larger, and she just looks like she's ready to burst, at least on her bag anyway. So I'm going to feed her, and then we'll go check the rest of them and start moving panels. So yes, you can see she's really starting to hold her tail out. It's lasting a little bit of time here, and so she's definitely kind of getting into that early stages of labor. So definitely be keeping an eye on her today. All right. Well, I had the best of intentions today to get the cows worked, but I know that we have one out in the pasture that's either calving or already calved, and it looks as though we have another new member to the family right here. This is our next little bull calf. Beautiful little calf. You can see him right there. Bright-eyed, all black. Mama's talking to him. It's funny because I was actually planning on using this little section of corral for the bulls, but it looks as though my plans are going to have to change today. It looks like I've got one other heifer about to calf. I've got the cow out there who's either calved already or is going to calve. And then So I've got too much going on. We've got the one which has calved the other day, and I thought, well, that wouldn't be a problem. We could still work with it. It's old enough to walk and get around pretty well. But now with this calf on the ground as well, it's just going to be too much to do. So I'm going to change my plan. I'm going to isolate this girl, and I'm going to put some chains on all these posts over there, because you can see the kids on the other side already starting to mess with that part of the panel right there. So I'm going to go put a chain around that, and I'll put a chain right here so that this will all be isolated. And now we'll just take care of mama and baby here. Well, the cows are really spread out right now. But I've got to go check a couple of these, because a couple of these are definitely act like they've either calved or they're just about to calve. This one here has come out into the grass a little bit, but then she went right back as soon as I started walking out there. So I'm gonna walk out and we're gonna see what we got going on here with all these guys. So let's take a walk. I'm not gonna film the walk just because it's too shaky with me walking. So let's go see what we got going on. So I'm watching this cow's behavior, and she was the one that was in the sage over here shortly, not long ago. And then she started walking off toward the other cows. But as soon as I started walking this direction, she's been looking back and really eyeing that area over there. And you can see her moving back. So I'm guessing she's got a calf stashed out here somewhere. So I'm going to follow her and see what we got. But she probably got a calf stashed here somewhere. We just have to find. Well, this is number one, so that's not very helpful for me. I'm guessing that she stashed her baby out here somewhere in the sage. I'm not concerned about the baby because she's been taking really good care of it. And this happens all the time. What they'll do is they'll stash it out here in the sage, and they'll go take care of feeding. There it is right there, way off over here. He's just starting to stand up right there. You can barely see him right there, right there. So that's very common. What they'll do is they'll stash that baby out there, and then they'll go feed and take care of whatever they've got for needs, and then they'll come back and they'll find their baby. And that's exactly what she was doing. She knows exactly where it is. She's going directly to it. So I'm going to keep an eye, though, just to make sure that that baby's on this side of the fence. And if it's not on this side of the fence, then I will go out there and I'll assist and make sure that baby's on the correct side of the fence. But right now I'm going to go check this other cow that's out here in the sage. So we'll go see what we got. All right, this is 17-3. I'm looking around in the sage and I do not see a calf, which means she's probably not calved yet. She's not moving off in any direction trying to find her calf. So she's probably going to calve here pretty quickly. She's not been grazing, but she's taking a little bit now. Nonetheless, I'm going to just leave her alone and let her do her thing. She's definitely ready to pop as far as bag goes. She's definitely jiggly as well. She's springy. So I'm going to leave her alone and get out of the way, and she'll probably calve here, I don't know, sometime today. We'll just keep an eye on her because I'm down here already keeping watch on 13 and this other new calf. So I was just talking about how the mamas will stash their babies. They'll try to find a little hiding spot and they'll stash their calves. Just a second ago, this is Woolly Booger, and he's a little bigger, but even so, Mama stashed him in these rocks right here, and he was curled up, and you could hardly see him. He looked like a rock out here, and so it's just kind of how they take care of and protect their babies. Is they'll stash them someplace and keep them from any kind of predators or anything like that, and then when they decide, oh, it's time to feed the baby, they'll come back and they'll nurse that calf and take care of it. And then they'll stash it again, and then they'll go back to feeding, whatever, and continue to come back to it. They take really good care of them. It's really interesting how instinctual and good of mothers they are. They know how to hide them from predators. They know exactly, and I do mean exactly, where they've stashed their calf. If you go grab a calf and pick it up thinking it's lost, that's a bad choice, because then the mom will never find it, because they go right back to where it was the last time they saw it. Where they had put it down and hid it, they will go right back there, and then all of a sudden they're wondering where in the world is their calf, and there's no way to scent to smell where that calf went. People do it all the time. They'll see a calf here kind of tucked in some sagebrush along the highway, and they'll, oh my goodness, this calf is lost, and they'll grab that calf and they'll take it to town trying to figure out what to do with this calf. And meanwhile, the mama's just going crazy, not knowing what is going on. I left my calf right here. Where is my calf? So it's just something you need to know and need to learn. So if you see a calf tucked in like this, just leave it be. Mom will be back to it. Don't worry, it's not lost. All right, let me go check the rest of these cows. Well, I'm still down here at the corrals. Number 13, which is the heifer, the red heifer. She's definitely getting closer and starting into labor now. She's definitely having some contractions, and so I'm just kind of hanging out here, keeping an eye on her. I would expect to start seeing legs and I don't know, the calf start seeing feet first. I'm not sure if you're aware, but they calve. When they calve, the feet will come out, and it's almost like a diver's pose. I'm going to try to get this, but their legs will come out and their head will be stretched out right with them, so that we'll see the hooves first. We'll start seeing the legs protruding, and then we'll start seeing the head and tongue. Usually the tongue's kind of hanging out of their mouth and that kind of thing, because they don't have a lot of energy, and that's until they get going, that's really not even a priority because they're still getting oxygenated blood from their mama. So I would be surprised if we don't start seeing that here pretty quick. I'll be here keeping an eye on her for the next, I don't know, couple hours. So we'll just make sure she's taken care of. Um, and what I'll do is I've got some those buckets that I put grain in. I've got some blocks, mineral blocks and stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run down here, grab those, distribute those out here in the corrals. What I'm going to put out, I'll put out mineral blocks and the bloat block for the regular cows in the pasture over there, and then I'll come back and take a look at her. So let's go get that done. All right. I had to go to the house for a little while. I've been kind of keeping track on Teal 13. That's the red heifer we've been watching for a while. Um, her water bag is broken, and she's having contractions regularly. Sorry, I keep looking this way. I'm watching her at the same time. Um, this is the first contraction that I've seen the feet. So we did see the feet. Many times what happens, the feet will come out and then they'll get retracted back in, but I did see feet. So we're on the right path. It's going to be a long process, so it's going to be a lot of editing, but we're looking forward to seeing what we got here. I'll try to catch as much of it as I can for you. All right, this is the end of today's video. I continue to monitor and video 13 and the entire birthing process of number 13. But that video is really long, and it's going to be just one straight video. So this is the end of today's video. I really appreciate you watching. If you've enjoyed the video or if you've gotten anything out of this video, please do me a favor and like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. Thank you very much, and you have a great day.